Hey, I'm catiewahwah, wishing you a very happy record store day. So it is still record store day. I got back a couple of hours ago from record shopping and I'm filming this video now because I just wanted to talk about it basically as quickly as possible, as soon as possible, because I'm still really excited about it. Basically, I'm currently running on about 3 hours sleep and far too much coffee, so I apologize in advance if I ramble or seem incoherent or for the inevitable mistakes I'm going to make in this video. So let's get that out of the way straight away. Cool. So let's talk about Record Store Day. I assume you're familiar with the concept if you have clicked on this video. If you're not, then basically it's one day a year when independent record stores all over the world get a big day completely devoted to them. So there are these exclusive vinyl releases that come out, there are in-store performances, there's a lot of buzz around where the record stores are, what they're doing, and it's just basically a big celebration of still having these independent record stores who support local communities and independent music and all kinds of things, and it's really fun. It's a really good atmosphere, and if you've never been before, then I would strongly suggest that you check it out at least once. So as I mentioned, there are these exclusive releases on Record Store Day, and personally, I really enjoy that aspect of it. I really enjoy going out and getting things that I know I won't be able to get on any other day, that are limited releases, and I find it really fun. This year was my third year doing Record Store Day. I've previously made videos about my Record Store Day hauls from the past 2 years, so if you want to check those out, I'll link those in the description as well. This year I feel like I planned it quite well. I planned it a bit like a military operation. Got my little notes I made here. I printed out all of the releases and I had that with me. This is literally everything that was being released in the UK. And then I also print out and memorize this little sheet here. It accidentally printed in pink because I don't know what's wrong with my printer. I think it really likes magenta basically. But I printed out all the ones that I wanted. I highlighted the prices so I knew exactly how much everything cost and put the cover art in there as well. Just so I could I know this sounds weird, but I like to memorize things visually so that then I can go in and I know exactly what I'm doing. It's almost like storyboarding out my shopping trip, but I'm quite a visual person, so I find that quite useful. So as you can tell, I put a lot of preparation into it. I also kind of work my Record Store Day budget into my year, so I kind of save all year round in order to have a solid budget to spend. So I woke up at 3 a.m. and I went to Rough Trade East in East London. Rough Trade East is one of the bigger independent record stores in London, so they got quite a lot of the releases in, and I waited in the queue and met some really cool people, and I went in and I got pretty much everything I wanted. There's one thing I didn't get that I wanted, which was the Bowie and Placebo single, but I'm fine. I got everything else I wanted. I also vlogged the day a bit, so that's going to be going into my weekly vlog if you want to check that out when I upload that. But this video, I know what you want to see. You want to see what I got. Let's be real. I'm curious too. I'm probably going to be watching a ton of these hauls when they go up. So should we get right into it? So I like to go in size order on my hauls. We're going to be starting with 7 inches, then 10 inches, then 12 inches, through singles, EPs, and then LPs. So the first record I got is from British Sea Power. It is a 7-inch single. This is Keep On Trying, backed with Bad Bohemian, and it's been pressed on this lovely clear pink vinyl. I didn't realize it was a colored record when I got it. I just wanted this single, and then I opened it up and there's a little bonus of it's this lovely little pink color. The back is quite cool. I really like the artwork here. British Sea Power are a band that I feel like have always been kind of in the background of my listening, but they're sort of part of a certain British indie movement that I've listened to for a while. So I was very happy to pick this up. The second record I got is from the Don't Look Now soundtrack, and this is 2 of the themes from the soundtrack. This run is limited to 1,000 pressings, and I think this is actually number 37, so I feel quite privileged to have this. It's also been pressed on colored vinyl, so it's a red clear vinyl, and it is also gorgeous. Last year I got the Nosferatu 7-inch original soundtrack, and I really love that. There's something about having soundtracks on singles that I really, I don't know what it is about it. It just puts you into that movie for 4 minutes or 5 minutes. Don't Look Now is also just such an iconic film, so when I saw this was on the list, without even knowing what it would look like or what it would cost, I was like, yes, I'm getting that. The next record I got is from London Grammar, and it is Rooting For You. So there's a single version of Rooting For You on the A side, and then it's backed with a special a cappella version. It's also been pressed on this picture disc, and it's quite pretty, and I quite like the slightly understated feel to the picture disc. It's not an obvious photo or an obvious picture. It's just like quite a natural form. I've really enjoyed London Grammar's work, and I remember hearing this Rooting for You on, I think, a live TV performance recently. It was really good. It was just completely stripped back to vocals and piano, and it was so beautiful. So I really wanted to get this. Love me some London Grammar. The next record I got is another 7-inch single, and this is a Smiths record. So this is a demo mix of The Boy with the Thorn in His Side, and then it's also a early Drone Studios version of Rubber Ring. I don't really know what to expect from this, to be honest. I kind of just saw the Smiths and thought, I want that. I think it's got some new artwork as well, so this hasn't been in previous editions. I like that for Record Store Day, they do seem to dig out these gems that have been waiting, you know, to be discovered and really appreciated again. I'm really looking forward to listening to this because The Boy with the Thorn in His Side is a really great Smith song. So to hear a new version, what it was supposed to sound like, or like the rough version before they polished it, pretty exciting. The next record I got is from my childhood, basically. This is the Aqua Barbie Girl, and it's been pressed on this bright pink vinyl. It's very Barbie Girl. It's just like perfect for the song. It's such a good color and song combination. So I was talking to my parents about this, and apparently I had Barbie Girl as a CD single when it first came out. So I've come full circle with this. What I really like about this record, aside from the fact that it's just reminding me of Aqua, who, like, what happened to Aqua? The B-side is a karaoke version of Barbie Girl. It's not like another single, it's not like some rare track that they're trying to get to be popular again. It's what everyone wants, which is to sing along to Barbie Girl. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing a bit of vinyl karaoke with this, because whenever Barbie Girl comes on, we all sing to it. Like, come on, you know you sing to it. You know all the words. You know all the Ken and the Barbie. The next record I got, I don't feel embarrassed about it because I'm not ashamed, but I know that probably maybe some people might judge me for buying this. But I really love this movie, and I think this is really cool, and I like the songs on it, and I like the message of it, so maybe you can guess what it is. But it is the Moana picture disc soundtrack. How Far I'll Go, can I just say, that is such a great song. That inspires me. I love Moana. I saw it when it came out, and I just was so inspired because I was like, I love the sea, I love sailing, I love being on beaches and like traveling. I find that so fun, and to finally see a Disney princess who also enjoyed doing that, and that was like her main thing, it was so cool to see, like an adventurer princess. And she's like technically a princess, but she's also the natural leader of her society, which is pretty cool. It's backed with You're Welcome. And so obviously they've got these Disney illustrations because it's a picture disc. I haven't spun any of these records yet, but I'm really excited to spin this one. The next record I got is another 10-inch single. This is Kasabian, You're in Love with the Psycho. So I mentioned how much I love this song in my April's Most Anticipated video. It's really fun, it's such an earworm, like it'll just get stuck in your head. I'm really looking forward to Kasabian's upcoming album For Crying Out Loud, and I also think the cover art for this is really cool because it's like quite simple, but it's, you know, quite effective as well. The B-side on this is Are You Looking for Action? I haven't heard that song yet, so again, another one I'm really excited just to even hear the B-side. So now we're moving up to the 12-inch records. The first record is from deee-lite, or is it deee-lite? I never know quite how to say that, but it's Groove Is in the Heart. It's that classic record. I'm not sure how easy it would be to find the original of this, but I feel like it's easier to buy the reissue. Again, this is a really fun song that I grew up with, and I love listening to it. It always puts me in a really good mood. This is also on colored vinyl. It's pressed on a very warm pink, like almost peach, and it looks really nice. I think there are a couple of different mixes on this record. I'm not sure yet, but I will find out and I'll report back. I really like the artwork on this as well. Like, I know I always go on about artwork, but it's so pretty. Like, just the colors and the psychedelic, but the 90s feel to psychedelic, and like, just like really bright and happy. You just look at this and smile. I feel like it's a bit of a tradition for me to buy an Air record every single record store day. So here's this year's. This is Le Soleil est près de moi, and I believe it's one of Air's first singles. It's pressed on this gorgeous, bright, cheerful yellow. That's what I feel when I look at this, and it's got like a bit of like orange splatter on it as well. It's a mini EP, so there are 4 songs on here in total. They are Le Soleil est près de moi, J'ai dormi sous l'eau, which I think means I slept under the water? And then on the B-side there are 2 remixes of those songs. I really like that about the Air reissues, because they do have these remixes, and I feel like with Air, their songs are great as they're originally produced, but they're almost designed to be remixed and played with. So it's really nice to be able to explore that on the same record. The next record I got is from a band who are very special to me. They're central to a very specific point in my life, but I remember listening to them a lot. And so I'm excited to be able to listen to them on vinyl now. But this is The Coral, and it's their EP, Holy Mountain Picnic Massacre Blues. So it's a picture disc. There are 4 tracks on this EP. So there's Holy Revelation, which is a D mix. There's After the Rain, which is a mix. There's Connector, which is a remix. And there's Unforgiven. The next record I got is another EP, and it is the 12-inch EP from Kate Nash. This is Agenda. I believe these are all new songs. Kate Nash is such an interesting artist. I still remember listening to Foundations, I think, ages ago, and I really love that song. So I'm really excited to listen to this and hear more of her. She looks very Lana Del Rey in the artwork for this, and then there's quite like a almost hippie 60s-ish vibe to the artwork and styling. I haven't listened to this at all yet, so I'm going in completely neutral, but I heard really good things about this and I'm really excited to listen to it. So now we're going from a record that I haven't heard to one that I have heard, I think, all of the songs on this record. This is the Stevie Nicks Rarities EP, and it's all these rare recordings from 1981 to 1983, so quite a specific period, but a very prolific period. There's a demo of Belladonna on here, there's an early take of Edge of 17, there's After the Glitter Fades, there's a Wild Heart session version, and then there's a couple of songs that are featured on film soundtracks. You can't go wrong with Stevie, can you? I think it's because she's a witch. Another thing to mention is that this comes in a really lovely inner sleeve, like it's really high quality, and I always appreciate that. The next record I got is another 12-inch EP. I got so many of these this year. So this is the Madonna Dance Mix, and it was previously released, I think, in 1985, only in South America, and now it's finally been reissued for the rest of the world. It's a very limited release, and it is really cool. So it's got Into the Groove on it, it's got some extended dance mixes, and I think it's also got a Spanish version of Holiday. But yeah, just like Stevie, you can't really go wrong with Madonna, so obviously I had to get this. Like, you can't not let me get Madonna. I have a couple of records from this period, and it's really interesting to like recognize certain periods and certain looks of Madonna's discography. So I feel like this text is very familiar to me, and like this makeup is very familiar. The next record I got is so fun to say. Like, it's probably the most fun to say. It's a great record as well, but it's so fun to say. It is Mixomatosis from Primal Scream, and this is an EP that is a series of remixes of tracks from Chaosmosis. I really love Chaosmosis. I think it's an excellent album, and I actually realized I have a review that I've written of it that I just haven't ever filmed, but I have like a full review that I could potentially make and just put up quite quickly. If you are interested in my thoughts on Primal Scream's Chaosmosis, please let me know, because I'll just film that and do it. There are a few different remixes on here, including one by Anton Newcomb from the Brian Jonestown Massacre. I really enjoyed the original versions of these songs, and I am curious as to how they've been remixed. You know how there are always those hero records for Record Store Day? Like the ones everyone is talking about, they're reported on a ton, and everyone's just like, everyone wants this. Well, I got one of them this year. No big deal. And one of the ways I justify getting this is because when I heard the first version of this as like a digital version, I thought, I need that whenever it comes out on vinyl. I have to own it on vinyl because it is such an important record. So this is the No Plan EP from David Bowie. These are the very last tracks that he ever recorded. It's kind of a epilogue almost to Black Star. It's just incredible. I don't even know if I need to talk about this. Like, you get it. Who wouldn't buy this? So there are 4 tracks on here. They're all on the A side, and then the B side is Etched. So it's this clear blue, slightly splattered vinyl, and then the back has the star and also I think it's 5 different versions of different portions of the star as well. Really beautiful and just such an incredible final piece. I'm really, really looking forward to just like properly enjoying this. I don't know if I want to listen to it today because, as I said, I'm still kind of running on fumes. But I'm really looking forward to just dedicating a good half hour to listening to this and just not doing anything else. Just absorbing the beautiful music. So now we're moving on from the extended plays onto the long plays. And I'm going to start off with a couple of compilations that I thought are really, really cool. I really love French music, specifically 60s yeah music. So I'm always looking for stuff in that era, in that region, stuff that might have influenced that. And so when I saw that this record was coming out, I was super excited. It is Girls in the Garage, Groovy Gallic Gals edition. So there's a lot of G's. Apparently this is volume 10, and I think the previous 9 volumes have been all around the world. So this record is specifically Gallic Gals from the 60s. It's mostly French, Canadian, and one Belgian artist. Some of the artists I've heard of here, so Annie Philippe I've heard of, and Clotilde, but I don't know if I've heard of any of the others. I'm really excited to listen to this and like hear something new. I also really enjoy the cover art because you can see there's the classic Françoise Hardy album there on vinyl, and there's a Jacques Dutronc, and I think is that meant to be Serge Gainsbourg? I think this magazine is that like famous one that launched all the yeah artists. So there's all these little visual clues about the kind of music that has influenced this music. So I'm excited to dig into that. It's also been pressed on a really beautiful orangey, peachy vinyl. The next record I got is another compilation, and it is another French compilation. So this is a French record. It is called Cique France, and it's all in French. So I've been trying to remember the French that I've studied to kind of figure out what exactly this is, but it's just really exciting. It's all French psychedelic music from the 60s and 70s. Obviously I'm interested in French music, I'm interested in psychedelic music. The whole thing is like so cool. So again, another one that I don't really know what to expect, but I'm really excited to get into it. I also decided to pick up an English artist from the same sort of era. This is Marianne Faithfull's Rich Kid Blues album, which was reissued today on this silver vinyl. And I'd been meaning to get some Marianne Faithfull vinyl anyway, and this seemed like a really good opportunity to get some. I think that the whole way that it's been done is really beautiful, and I think her music is really beautiful. So that's quite a lot of records already, but believe it or not, there is some more to come. So the record I'm holding right now is a bit of a fate thing. Like, this record and me, it feels like we were meant to be. A couple of months ago, I did an album listening party live stream with Sangeeta, and we listened to Little Mix Glory Days, and we were talking about how great it would be to get it on vinyl, but it hadn't been released yet. And we were also talking about how it should be released on neon pink vinyl. We were thinking that would be the perfect color. And lo and behold, in my hands today, I hold Little Mix Glory Days, pressed on neon pink vinyl. Gone full circle. This is meant to be. We were meant to be together. When I saw that this is on the Record Store Day list, I immediately added it to my list. This is a really fun record to listen to, and very pop, but very clever pop. And like, they can sing. They can write and they can sing. Like, I really appreciate that about Little Mix. I've enjoyed listening to it so far on a digital platform, but being able to finally just spin it, pretty excited about that. So the next couple of albums go together, and these have been on my list since day one of the Record Store Day list release. Like, I saw them and immediately knew that I had to get them, and maybe, I don't know, I want to see what you think. So these albums are The Cure Greatest Hits and The Cure Acoustic Hits. So I had the CD of this when I was a teenager, and I loved it, and I still love it. And I think that this is like one of the best compilation albums ever. It was remastered by Robert Smith. It is a very representative and beautiful selection of Cure songs. Like, every single song on this is amazing. There are no duds. I know it's a greatest hits, but still, like, sometimes you get ones that are like, I don't really know why that's on there. And I've been looking to build up my Cure vinyl for a while because I love them as a band. But I just find it difficult to justify buying each individual album sometimes for them because I know that this exists on CD. And now I have it on vinyl. This is exactly what I was looking for. These are also picture discs, so they're kind of set into the sleeve itself, but they're also the same as what the album artwork was on the CD. So they've done the same for the acoustic hit, and these are all acoustic versions of those same songs. I've heard so many people talking about how great this acoustic hits record is as well, so I'm really excited to listen to this. I know already I'm gonna love it, but you know, it's always fun to be like, I don't know. These two made my day. When I went in, I went straight for The Cure. I mean, a lot of other people were going straight for Bowie, some people were going straight for Iggy Pop, but I was like, no, I want The Cure. This is the thing I came for. this is what I came for. I could go through this greatest hits album and talk about literally every song and why I love it. I feel like just every song makes me happy. Every single one. Like, I love Just Like Heaven. Just Like Heaven makes me feel like I'm in heaven. Never Enough is so fun to listen to. Friday I'm in Love. Just Say Yes. And A Forest. Boys Don't Cry. Love Cats. But Love Cats. Who doesn't love that video? I love it. Having these now makes me want to do like a whole video on The Cure because I have these and I could talk about them for days. If you want that, please do let me know. I'm always looking to try and figure out like what I'm going to make next. I know I fire a lot of ideas out in these videos, but any suggestions are always welcome. So we're getting into the final 2 records of my haul, and these I'm really excited about because they are new artists who I think are really doing incredible work right now, and I was really pleased to be able to support them through Record Store Day. So the first of these 2 records is from Kate Tempest, and this is Let Them Eat Chaos, but oh my gosh, I love this record. I love this record not just because the album is great, but because of what Kate Tempest has done. This is actually 2 separate records, and one is just the beats of the album, and one is just the spoken poetry of the album. So there's Let Them Beat Chaos and Let Them Speak Chaos. And one is pressed on black vinyl and one is pressed on white vinyl. So you could play them technically on 2 turntables at the same time and mix it together. Or you can just listen to the beats, or you can just listen to the spoken word. Or there's also a download code in here for a digital version of the album. So you get like 3 albums in 1 album. And this was actually a relatively cheap Record Store Day purchase. So if this is still available anywhere and you haven't picked this up, you should. I think as much as I love the Cure records, this is probably one of the best Record Store Day records that I've ever seen released. And I know that sounds like really hyperbolic, but I believe that. Kate Tempest is amazing. And if you don't know who Kate Tempest is, then please go look her up because she's amazing and you need to. So I feel like it's only fitting that my final record of this haul is the one that was not only most expensive, but was also from the UK ambassadors for Record Store Day, Slaves. This is Take Control, and it's got one of these like highly reflective covers, so you can't really see the art, which is kind of difficult to show on camera, but it looks really cool in real life. I love Slaves, and I always wince when I say that phrase though, because it just sounds wrong, doesn't it? It just sounds wrong. Like, don't say you love Slaves, that sounds awful. But they're a great band. I think they're doing really, really exciting things. I think that they were robbed of the Mercury Prize a couple of years ago. So it's really nice to see Record Store Day recognizing them for that and giving them more of a platform. You know, a lot of the time the Record Store Day ambassadors are very established artists, but this year they seem to be going for artists who are like moderately established but doing really cool stuff as well. So I have Slaves' first album and I hadn't gotten round to getting this album yet. So now I have it on this very special edition. It's pressed on white vinyl, and it also comes with this really lovely booklet that has all these beautiful photos, and it's just like a lovely art book as well. But really excited to spin this. I'm really excited to just enjoy Slaves. That sounds wrong. I think this is why they called themselves Slaves, because they knew people would have to say, I love Slaves and I want to enjoy Slaves. And they seem like that kind of band that they would like want people to feel awkward saying their name. So that is everything that I got today. I hope that you enjoyed watching my haul video. I know I always find watching these really interesting because like there are different releases in different countries, people have completely different tastes in music, people want different bits of it, and I feel like you can tell so much about people by their music taste in general, but then also at like events like this, like what people prioritize. Because I went straight to The Cure. I don't know what that says about me, but I went straight to them. But then obviously like the other artists I feel like represent my music taste as well. I have gone a bit more in depth about ideas about how to prepare for Record Store Day and things to look for in my previous haul videos, so if you're looking for that, I'd advise that you check those out. Again, those will be linked in the description down below. And if you're just finding my channel now, if you'd like to see more videos from me, then please do click subscribe and turn on notifications so that you get an alert when I post a new video. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Please do click like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!